My mum was born in Heywood. My dad was born in Kolinas in the Peloponnese, and she moved to Athens, met my dad, and they got married, they stayed there, and then I was born in Athens with my sister, and then once a year we travel to Heywood to visit all my family here and to keep that connection alive. And so that was just incredible for us, you know, like this place that's just so different from Athens, and everyone's, you know, looking forward to seeing you and you'll get treated. So in a way, when you're a kid, it's like this amazing, magical, different place that you're going to for a month. So Heywood for me was always associated with an adventure or, a beautiful memory. I can't remember what my first camera was. I think it was probably a film camera, which I used to photograph these images here. And then I didn't photograph at all until 2013 when I went on tour in America. During the day I was photographing there with just a compact camera, street life and street photography. And then there was a personal thing that happened to me that kind of made a shift. I was very interested in women's rights and ending abuse against women, so I was really wanted to get involved. Completely by chance, I was walking through central London and I was passing by this protest that was happening, actually against government cuts to domestic abuse services, and I thought I'd just start taking photos. I just felt this instinct that I wanted to document people standing up for their rights, what they believe in. And it did start from violence against women, from women's rights, but then it went into climate justice, movements to end racism, LGBTQ causes. I suppose photography can't by itself change everything, but it's just one thing that can add to a collective effort to bring about change. Something about the timelessness of photography and capturing a moment in time, I found that quite magical. And then looking back at the pictures, it almost feels like you've taken this moment and made it still. The series with my nan, with her friends playing bingo in the church, I'd never been there, so I wasn't sure what I was going to come across. But obviously when I got there, I realised, wait a minute, maybe I can take photos. And I did take permission because I saw something quite beautiful and a really incredible energy. Maybe nobody else has access to this, so if I document it, maybe they can see the beauty of all these people having fun, basically, and especially an elderly community, and having a nice time together. The British Journal of Photography have a Portrait of Britain award every year. Someone said you should submit this photo of your grandma and her two friends making a cup of tea and coffee. And I called my nan, I said, do you want me to enter this just for a laugh? Let's see what happens. She said, oh, go on then. And it actually won the Portrait of Britain. And so my nan was on these billboards and screens all of a sudden. It was a lovely moment, like for my grandma, and also being able to celebrate this community from Heywood as well. When we're older, we do look back at our roots and our identity. And when I moved to London, I realised that I'm a northerner. So that's when I realised that I wanted to get to know Heywood much more. I mean, I have my grandma here now, which I visit, which is the connection that is very important to me in Heywood. But say, for example, in years to come, perhaps maybe I need to find my own connection to the place. And so with having the Church Bingo project, perhaps it was a first step to maybe connecting with the area through photography as well, as like a first step. Maybe by asking someone, can I take a photograph? It's the start of a connection to a friendship or relationship, or it's not just photography itself, but finding a vehicle to express something. I suppose my vehicle has been photography, because it's also something you could do by yourself, which is the autonomy of it. You're independent, you're not relying on anyone. You can do the creative act all by yourself. I turned to photography when I actually lost my confidence and I stopped acting for a while. That was actually my way of dealing with it, and then through that discovering a passion, and that's why I think photography has saved me in some ways in my life. And it's about capturing people at the end of the day, whether you're at a protest or you're having fun in your church hall. It is about communities, really. Photographs become more valuable when time passes, and we kind of look back on photographs. Like the time we take them, we put them aside, but then they sort of gain value. And yeah, I don't know, is this thrill when you photograph something and then you go back home and it kind of stays on the paper? It's like you've created some history.